welcome to my Saturday morning, maybe to next Saturday, Coffee with Genie. I am so excited to be here with you this morning. I don't know where you are at and where you're living, but where I'm at today, it is absolutely gorgeous outside. The clouds and the sky are just radiating joy. And I wanted to talk to you today about creating a spirit of success and am I enough? So oftentimes in life, we can feel like we're not enough. Now, where does that come from? That comes from the outside, and then we internalize it, and it crushes our spirit, and then we begin to wonder if we're even enough. I want to share a couple stories with you today about being enough. No matter what happens in your life, you are enough. You know why? Because you were created in the image and likeness of God, who is pure love. Pure love. That's what that is. And you were created in love. Now, whether you believe that or not, begins what I believe in your spirit. So if your spirit as a child was crushed by negativity and unworthiness and unfinished projects, right? We can feel like we're not worthy or we're not enough if we haven't completed something that needs to be completed. Or maybe we're procrastinating and we have all this stuff on our shoulders and we feel like we're not enough. Or maybe someone told us that they didn't want us. They wanted someone else. And in that rejection comes the spirit of, I'm not enough. That's really where it comes from. When somebody says, I don't like you, or somebody says, this job isn't for you, or someone says, I'm not going to work with you, or someone says really negative stuff about you, that's where that horrible spirit of I'm not enough comes from. So I ask you today, when you're going through your day, I want you to start saying, I'm enough because. I'm enough because I'm here on this planet and I have a lot to give. I'm enough because I'm a child of God. I'm enough because I belong to the Kelly family. I'm enough because I belong to this family. I'm enough because I am here and only I can bring this change or this light to this earth and this planet only the way I do it. Because we all do things a little differently. We can all be doing the same thing. We can all be painting the same picture, and everybody's looks a little differently because we're unique human beings and we're supposed to live in that uniqueness. And if our uniqueness doesn't align with somebody else, look at it as a gift and that you got out of it versus as, oh, I'm not enough. I want you to start looking at it as God protecting you. God protecting you. Good morning. It's so good to see you today. And so I want you to really think, wait a minute, God's protecting me in this moment. So oftentimes we take a negative experience and we internalize it and we think, I'm not enough. I'm not enough. But I'm here to tell you today, you are enough. You are enough just being you right now, who you are. And so often in life, it's the world that crushes our spirit. And when our spirit gets crushed, we come to depression, anxiety, fear, hatred, apathy. All of these things happen to us. And when we take on that spirit, we can't have that strong spirit of success and joy that I believe God gave us and birthed us with. We all have this heart filled with love when we are born, but it's the outside world that can crush it if we allow it to. Today, as a transformational life coach, I want to coach you on how to create a spirit of success that is so strong that no matter what comes your way, you're going to be able to handle it beautifully, and you're going to feel loved and supported in spite of it. My first story begins with yesterday. Actually, both stories happened yesterday, and I thought, how perfect. Look at how this aligns when I'm living in the strength of my spirit, in that spirit of success. It's as if God just says, here, Jeannie, here's your content for today. That's what I want for you. It makes life so much more easy, so much more fun. And I love life now. I didn't always love life, but I love it now because I never know what's going to happen. And I always trust that good things are coming my way. So yesterday, while I was watching a funeral on Zoom, the woman of the man who had passed away was a mom of 3 kids, and her children are adults. But this family, the man was, I believe, 56 years old when he passed away, so he's really young. And I'm sure she was looking for a life forward to living with this man for a very long time and growing old with him. But he got a disease quickly and passed quickly. But I couldn't help but admire the woman's spirit. She was tapping into her spirit for strength. And she was saying to herself and to her family and to all of us, we're going to be okay. I'm going to lean on my faith. I'm going to trust that everything I learned from my husband, I'm going to be able to live. She was honest and real. I'm going to miss him. Tears poured out of her face. She reminded herself of all the good memories they had and how she was so blessed to be with him at the end of his life along with her children. And the love that she shared and the love that she and her children had was strengthening that inner core spirit so she could feel the success of her spirit that was going to pull her through this most painful time. She tapped into that spirit, and it was beautiful as her daughter shared about her father's life and how he had always viewed his life as a garden, and that when he used to tell his children, when the full bloom has come, when the flower is bloomed, that's when God plucks you out and takes you home. Well, when they were speaking with the funeral director and looking at all the things, they found a poem that described that exactly with the garden. And the girl said, his daughter said, I feel like this was divine intervention. When we live in our spirit of success, we see divine intervention and we see it come and support us on our mission in life. Her mission was to share her father's vision, and she had support to do it. That is what's called living in your success. Living in the heart of success. Success isn't all your worldly possessions. Success is here in your heart, where you want to live, knowing that you're creating something beautiful for yourself, despite what's going on in the world, and you're influencing others in a positive, loving, caring way. My second experience that I had yesterday on Am I Enough was a friend called me and she said, you're never going to believe what happened to me today. I had a client that just lost it and demanded that she go with somebody else, and she didn't want to be with me, and I just barely started, didn't even know the woman, and she just went after me. And then she proceeded to speak to the other consultant that took her over and tell her how horrible I was, and I'd only met her for 5 minutes. What was happening? The woman who was dissatisfied was crushing my friend's spirit, or hoping to. But luckily for my friend, she works in a place that's highly, highly supportive. And instead of her boss getting angry at her, her boss acted from a spirit of success. And she came from a heartfelt, compassionate, merciful place. And she looked at my friend and she said, if you need to cry, go cry. Like, this is really hard. This was not your fault. People can't be mad at you when you're doing your best. What beautiful, inspiring, encouraging, loving, positive words. And my friend said, that was the best thing that happened to me. I went to my car and I cried. And I thought, that is what we need to do to nurture our hearts. So oftentimes we'll put all of that to the back burner and go on to, and we don't take time to really nurture that heart so we can come back from I'm not enough. Because my friend really felt that way. She felt like, I'm not enough. This person wants somebody else. What's wrong with me? What I do wrong? She didn't do anything wrong. It was on that woman's garbage, but she got the brunt of it. And that woman is a very miserable person. She wasn't any kinder to the other person that was helping her. She was a little better because she knew that she'd run out of consultants if she didn't. But she wasn't a happy person or a pleasant person. She was a spirit crusher. And if we allow our spirit to be crushed, we're going to live in the land of I'm not enough. And if we do that, then we're never going to embrace the potential that we have to change this world to a brighter, happier, more beautiful place. And only you can do that. Only you can do that. So I'm going to give you some strength builders so that the next time you feel like your spirit's crushed, you can put some of these into place and you can look for the golden nugget. Because here's the most beautiful thing my friend said to me. She said, you know, Jeannie, she said it was horrible. But what I've discovered was I really work in a place that's filled with love and support. And I gained 2 new friends out of it because they said, oh, this happened to us. And believe me, tears are allowed to flow in this place. That place has learned how to develop a spirit, how to live in the spirit of success. So today, if you're crushed, if your spirit's saying, I don't know where I belong, I'm not enough, I want you to remind yourself, I am enough. I'm enough right now just by me. It doesn't matter what other people think of me. It's none of my business, good or bad. It doesn't matter. My journey is between me and my Creator. And my journey is if God put me here, then I just need to worry about my actions and where I need to be. And if I need to cry, I get to cry. My encouragement for you is when you're faced with a crushing spirit or a spirit of crushedness, first of all, breathe. Take in that breath and release it. Take in the breath again and release it. What you're doing is you're inspiring a hug from the great divine himself when you say, I want to breathe, because what you're doing is you're creating a beautiful chemical in your body called oxytocin. It's a hormone that's nurturing and heals and repairs cells and all these great things that we're finding out. It's actually a nurturing hormone, and pregnant moms have a lot of it. And I often think that so do the dads that are expecting the baby, because they're breathing it in and they're expecting great things for this child and they're anticipating this beautiful baby coming to the world. So this beautiful hormone of oxytocin we can tap into when we need healing on an inside and really feel that the divine loves us. So take a deep breath and say, I am enough. In this moment, I'm enough. Cry if you need to. And yes, men, you too. You can cry. If you don't have to cry in public and make it a big scene, but if you need to go to the bathroom and collect yourself and cry, then do so. People aren't used to that, but that's what a child does, right? A little child doesn't care if there's 25 people in the room. If they're upset, they're going to cry. Do like my friend did. Go to your car and cry. Allow that emotion to come through now so you don't have to deal with it later. She's still going to have to deal with the trauma. It was really mean what happened to her, but it's going to be less and she's going to get through it easier because she was willing to deal with it right then. That's part of learning how to be enough. Learning to be you in every situation that comes up, good or bad. Be you. Be vulnerable. Be enough. Because other people are going to see how you respond and they're going to catch that and they're going to support you and you're going to be able to support them. So today I want you to remember those 2 things. It's okay to cry in that. Then once you get through that, don't allow it to attack you anymore. Say, enough. It's enough. I'm done with this now. Put it to aside because you've already gone through the process. So put it aside. And go out and then do something you love. look for the good. My friend looked for the good. And what did she get from it? 2 more supportive friends. People she would have never met if that heart-crushing experience hadn't come her way. But it didn't crush her spirit of success. It didn't crush it. It bruised it, but it didn't crush it. Do not let anyone crush your spirit of success. I love working with people, building that strength zone, getting them in the zone so they feel supported in and out of their everyday life, so they can see how their lives align, just like these 2 stories that showed up just in time for my talk today. Isn't that cool? And not only that, I have to share with you this and how I look for the alignment in my world, which builds my spirit of success, so I know that I'm always on the right path, doing what I need to do, being where I need to be, and creating a life that I truly love living every single day. I truly love my life. And I hope today that you will begin to love your life. And if you do love your life, that it's going to flourish even more after hearing this talk. So I want to share one more thing with you, because I'm a visual person. I like all the senses. I am a sensual learner for sure. I learn every way. And I think everybody does. It's just that we've been taught to say, oh no, I'm a visual learner, or I'm a touch learner. There might be some strengths you have more in that, but honestly, we learn the greatest from all tactiles. So I wanted to share this with you. This is kind of how my friends felt yesterday, right? The friend whose husband had passed away. There were some good flowers and some things, but their spirit was also kind of sad and droopy, and it was feeling crushed, right? But because they leaned on the healthy flowers here, the healthy support system, by the end of their time, their moments of experience, what came out of it for my one friend, the 2 new friends, and for my friend who had lost her husband, being able to see everybody on Zoom, being able to see all the people who came forward and spoke about how great her husband was. Those are the things that she can put into her heart and ponder. So when she feels sad, when she's missing her husband, when she's lonely, she can find deep within her that heart of success, and she can move forward. I hope you've enjoyed this talk today, because I sure love having coffee on Saturday mornings with you. Next Saturday, you're going to see me with a cup of coffee. And I love comments, so place your comments down below. Let me know how this helped you. I love coaching on an individual basis. I have a schedule that you can go to celebrateyoulifecoaching.com, sign up for a free coaching session to see if coaching is for you, to see if it will align with who you are and what you want to become, that stronger spirited person. Or if you want to share with the world so that you know how to do that too. I work with businesses, I work with individual people, I work with families. So whatever it is that you feel like you would like that spirit strengthened, please, by all means, go online, sign up for a session. I'd love to help you with that. Also, I have classes coming up. You're going to be able to find those on my website as well. I'm super excited about them, and I'm creating new content and new things all the time. So if you want to find out what's really going on in my little coaching world, head over to celebrateyoulifecoaching.com, celebrateyoulifecoaching.com, and also on that, click on the newsletter. Get my newsletter. So if you don't have time to get on Saturday morning, you can read it on the newsletter, and then a week later, it appears on my website. That way, if there's this talk or you're thinking, oh, I remember when Genie said that, and I don't remember exactly what she said, or you want a refresher course, or you're bored on a Sunday, then come along and join me, and let's make this world. Let's start living in our hearts and in our spirit instead of our heads and woe and fear and anxiety and stress and a feeling of I'm not enough. Take care. Have a beautiful day, my friend. Go out and enjoy this world. And remember, no matter what anyone else tells you, you are enough. Have a beautiful day.